Welcome to my pet show, and this pet show is going to be about breeding mice or rodents in general. Now, different types of rodents can be kept different ways, so this one will basically be about mice. Just to talk about a couple other types like rats and African soft fur rats. Unlike mice, which with my mice I've found if I leave the males and females in groups together, they'll eat the babies. African soft fur rats, and rats usually also, you can leave the females together with regular rats, and usually they'll be fine, they'll share responsibility with the babies. African soft fur rats, mine have been fine leaving the male and the females always together. You gotta make sure you have a big enough cage. With my African soft fur rats, I have 3 females and 1 male in this big tub, and I've never had any babies get eaten, and I just leave them together all the time, and I just pick out the pinkies and the fuzzies and hoppers as I need to feed them. So with African soft fur rats, if you're going to be breeding those, all you need is a big tub. The bigger, the better, as big as you can get. Birds are being annoying. As big as you can get, it's going to be better. You know, the more room the animal has, the better it's going to be, the more happy they're going to be. So if you're going to breed African soft fur rats, really all you need is a big tub, 2 or 3 females, throw it with a male, and they'll do the rest. With regular rats and mice, you should separate the males from the females. What I do is I use these types of stacks for the mice because they work perfectly, they're cheap, and I don't have to set anything up. I'm going to grab my bird, he's being loud. I'm a loud guy. I'll just hold him for the rest of the show. Anyways, so I got lost where I was talking about because of Stewie, but basically mice and rats you have to separate the females and males. With rats, you can leave the females together, and usually people put 2 female rats together, and then they'll put the female rats in a tub, and they'll put the male in there with them. They'll let them breed, separate the male, let the 2 females have their babies, and let the babies grow up until you take all the babies out. Once all the babies are gone, give the females a couple days, couple weeks to recuperate, and then put the male back and breed them again. That's all you do with rats. Now let's just get on to what I do with my mice. With my mice, I don't have that many left right now. I have 3 females and 1 male. And in this container, we have 2 females in here, and they're pregnant. And I had them with a male for the past week, so they should be pregnant, and they're just waiting to have babies. I keep them together always. They seem to do fine. If you have 2 mice that seem to do fine together, you can try it. They don't eat each other's babies, and they do fine together. Down here, I've got a male and a female. The female's the brown one. I've had her with other females before, and the babies got eaten. So I keep her on her own. She just had babies taken away from her a couple days ago. Well, probably about 5 days to a week ago. And I just threw the male back in with her. The male's the black and white one. So all I do is I put the males with the females to get them pregnant, leave them together for about a week, up to 10 days, even 2 weeks. They won't have babies for well after that, so you can leave the male in there for up to 2 weeks. Then you're going to take out the male and just leave the female be in there until the babies come, and then once the babies do come, feed them off as you need to feed them off, and then put the male back with the female. It's a pretty simple process. And I've got these other 2 sides, they're empty, so then what I would do is I would grab the male and just throw him in this tub, and then he'll live in here while this one has babies, and then, you know, these guys are pregnant too, so I just keep switching them around based on who needs to be with who. But that's the basic gist of mice and rat breeding. It's really simple. Mice don't need much. These little containers, I mean, I don't know if you can tell how big they are, but the container's about the length of my arm. You know, it's about maybe 1.5 foot deep, not to like 1 foot wide. These are the 3 stacks you can get at lots of department stores. They're not that huge. They're perfectly fine for mice. Mice, they're fine in them. If you're going to do rats or African soft fur rats, you're going to want to get a bigger container. But really, mice and rat breeding, rodent breeding is very easy. All you need to do is give them a place to live and put the male with the females, and they'll do the rest. Of course, always have a water source available. These are on sideways. If you buy these tubs, put these on sideways like this. The water drains all the way down. They get all the water out, but the reason I put this on sideways is if this was straight up and down, it would be covering here. And in order to open this drawer would have to open. So that's why these are on sideways. So if you're going to do a 3 stack like this, put your water bottles on an angle and they won't block off the drawer above them. For food, you can feed all types of things. I mean, I don't always feed a regular diet, like a consistent. I kind of buy just whatever's on sale. Right now I'm feeding Oxbow Regal rat food to most of my rodents here. I also feed some seeds to them, and I feed mice food, and basically anything they'll eat. If it's mouse or rat food, they'll eat it. You can also feed them dog food. Is okay for them. It's not as good for them, but it's okay for them. And it's really cheap compared to, you can buy a really big bulk of that for pretty cheap. But really, that's about it. There's really not too much to explain because there's really not too much to it. They do the work. Just throw a male in with the females for about a week or two, separate the male, and then let the females have their babies. Oh, didn't want to look at the mice. Lots of turtles here in the front. Got a couple minutes left, so I'm going to show Lucy. She's getting really old. She's still doing good, but she's really old looking now. I give her wet food every day now because I don't think she can eat the dry food as good anymore. And she's sneezing a little bit sometimes. And I give her, tried to give her a mouse, but she wouldn't eat it. She wouldn't take it. So she's also got a cataract in her right eye. Let me see if I can, or actually it's her left eye. She's got a cataract or something in there. Pretty sure she's deaf and blind. But I know she could still smell because when I throw in any type of treat for her, if I throw in any type of treat, she goes right to the bowl and she eats it. The wet food I throw in bananas a lot, pineapple, deli ham and turkey, and she loves all that, and she smells it right away and goes for it. So she can smell, and she moves around, she runs on the wheel every night. She gets around her cage just fine, but pretty sure she's deaf and blind. She could still hang by her tail though. Hold on. Oh, well, almost dropped you, Lucy. She falls asleep in your hand if you hold her for a while. Like my mom was actually over here and was holding her, and she fell asleep in my mom's hand. Like, oh.